has begun. We are doing game number 1 of the round of 32, Panda Global, Beyond Reason, and the first map is totally not Haunted Mines. What is it, Miss?
It is going to be Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Tomb of the Spider Queen it is. I totally hit the buttons in the wrong order, but it's okay, because Panda Global is going to be blue. They got first pick, first ban, and we are saying goodbye to our dear Zagara.
Zagara is out of the equation, as is Zeratul. So 2 very standard bans, and especially with the Zagara, it makes a lot of sense since we're on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Now, Panda Global has picked up Leoric. Beyond Reason has grabbed Jaina. And looking at what's left, will we have the Kael'thas there as well?
That's definitely possible. If Beyond Reason wants to go a little bit more flimsy and brittle, but packing a punch, they could easily put together the 2 mages. If they don't want to risk it, then they're probably going to go for a warrior, especially if they want to set up for Nazmedan. This would be a good place for a Johanna Jaina, because they already got that Jaina now locked in.
Yeah, and if Beyond Reason likes to run that Azmodan, that is a big possibility there. Looks like it will be Malfurion picked up, so very early support choice here. Thinking that they'll look to deny supports further once we get into the ban phase, unless Panda goes ahead and grabs their support here, but that'll remain to be seen. They've got 2 more choices here. Kael'thas still on the board, likely a pickup here. Maybe even another damage dealer. Could be another warrior too, since it is Leoric.
Absolutely, yeah. Leorics do really kind of favor the double tank setup, and Johanna's still on the board. If Beyond Reason was thinking of an Azmodan, but they're trying to skirt around it as not a possible ban, remember, they're going to have another 2 picks after this round of bans coming in, and it still actually could be possible to go straight into Johanna and Azmodan, and Panda can't ban out both. I'm curious to see if that is what Beyond Reason is going to end up doing, but Leoric is still going to be that single warrior. Kael'thas is too good to give up, and now Vala is out there as well for Panda Global.
Got their 2 damage dealers, and they've got 1 of their warriors if they're looking for a second one, or their warrior if not. And now Beyond Reason have a ban. So if they're choosing to try to ban out the supports, try to whittle down the supports that Panda Global can choose from, I'm wondering which Panda would rather have here. Probably still the Uther with the Divine Shield.
Could be.
We could see that Uther ban here, but Beyond Reason trying to figure out what exactly will hurt Panda Global the most with this ban.
I mean, with the Malfurion already there, yeah, banning out the support could absolutely be the way to go. And good call, Gilly. Look at you. On top of it, Uther is on the chop block. Now, Panda Global will be Johanna, will be Azmodan, and they're not even thinking about that. Will Beyond Reason sneak it through? If it's not going to be that, it's probably going to be a warrior ban, just regardless from Panda, and it is going to be the Johanna on the chop. So that's not Jaina, that's Johanna. There we go. Beyond Reason could actually still do this. They're not going to have an easy time stacking, but it's still very possible to do.
Yeah, I really like that ban on Johanna because they've already picked up a warrior, so they're limiting the pool a bit in taking Johanna out, and it kind of doubles in just like discouraging Beyond Reason from going for that Azmodan if that's something that they wanted to do. So really good choice there for their ban. Beyond Reason are going to pick up Muradin, so they will pick up a warrior, leaving Panda with sort of the last choice between the last few if they are going to go for a second warrior. Also, they're going to get a Tassadar, so once again, we're going to see the savior of the Templar.
Still could be setting this up. Jaina, Tassadar, and Asmo could absolutely be that last pick. We got a warrior, we got the support in a half. You're going to need that kind of burst. If it's not the Asmo, it's got to be double warrior at this point to protect the Jaina. Although it actually could be Abathur for a double Jaina. I mean, you got the Tassadar there as well. The double support with Malfurion and Tas could absolutely be real, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Anubarak and Rhaegar, we're very quickly locked in here from Panda Global.
And they're going to be going for the double warrior, like we hypothesized.
I will fight to my last
stuns
breath.
Available with the Anubarak, and a great front line to try to keep Kael'thas and Vala, but especially Kael'thas, safe. We're also going to have Rhaegar for their heals, and finally, Beyond Reason are going to pick up Sylvanas. So it will be a specialist, but not the Azmodan.
Yeah. was looking for like double burst comps, like double Jaina, Asmo, something like that. It's a very good map to play that stacking game, but with that Johanna ban, no sign of Asmo anywhere. I guess Beyond Reason wasn't comfortable with it, but that just means that these teams are getting ready to go. I see that Good Luck Have Fun's already coming out, so let us transition over. But still, as it comes into it, both teams fairly stacked. Not only did Panda Global just show us a nice 2-0 with their roster, which does include multiple people involved in either the pro, the amateur, or somewhere in between for those scenes, as well, Beyond Reason coming into this has quite the roster. Carl the Llama, Bobby Hank Hill, Taza, all people that we've seen multiple times in some of these high-level tournaments.
Yeah, they're both teams. It's going to be some good games. That's all we could say, is because both of these are very well known and have been in the scene for quite a while. Panda Global, of course, was the plays, so they've been around playing in the amateur and then the major scenes as well. And I'm really excited to get this started. We're going to have the double warrior composition of Panda Global, so looking to be bruisery and aggressive that way versus a very sustain-heavy Beyond Reason. We'll have push with that Sylvanas, but also a lot of vision from that Tassadar, and maybe even picking up mental acuity. And they could also get the scouting drone for Malfurion to really focus on having a good vision of that center area and the turn-ins.
Vision control with no Zagara definitely does lean toward the Tassadar, as you're mentioning. Yeah, that mental acuity could absolutely be big. I don't think you're going to see the, I don't even know, the structure plasma wall. I can't even remember what the name is.
Reinforced structure, yeah.
Thank you. You're definitely on point, miss. But yeah, not likely to be seeing that this round. But as we load in, let's take a quick gander at some of our teams. On the left-hand side, once more, will be the Panda Global team of Lex Luthor, Ivan Drinde, Daihu, Barcode, and Zeus making the roster.
And their opponents Beyond Reason are Crone, Proteges, Taza, Carl the Llama, and Bobby Hank Hill in the red.
Bobby Hank Hill, fresh out of the Vortex roster as Lex Luthor decides that this game is not worth playing. Nope, I lied. He just came back immediately. Cool. What kind of level 1 talents do we have? As it does look like it's going to be a rush for the mid. Well, we have the Siphoning Arrow ready to go, Reanimation, the Fell Infusion from Archael Fats. He could actually lead into mana problems a little bit later on. Regen Master for the Anubarak, and Spirit Walker's Grace for our Rhaegar.
Oh, and in the red, I'm loving it already. We have Harmony, my favorite talent ever for Malfurion.
What?
Yeah, it's kind of it was an accidental pickup on a TGN show. And now we've got a lot of aggression in the mid here. Barcode gonna take some damage, but staying at a very good distance away from Proteges in the rest of our red team Beyond Reason. Neither team taking anybody down. They're gonna start to rotate out, start picking up the minions on both sides, looking to get a lot of rotations here and maybe get an early pickup to give them experience lead.
Harmony. If Moonfire hits a target, reduce the mana cost of regrowth by 10. I think I was part of that stream. Didn't we do that in Team League for TGN one day?
I accidentally picked it up.
Yeah, Pally wouldn't let it go. But speaking of letting it go, Jaina is down. And she's going to be the first blood, as still all of these teams are just kind of really sticking together.
Yeah, now we've got stuns going down on both Muradin and Carl the Llama. Muradin mid-jump will fall, and this is a quick 2 takedowns for Panda Global. And not showing their nerves at all, despite the fact that they are up against some seasoned veterans of heroes.
Yeah, seasoned veterans indeed, but still, I mean, this early stuff won't necessarily mean the end-all to everything. It's just kind of getting a feel from each other. Sign Fusion for that Tassadar, Deep Chill for the slow amount once more, and Barbed Shot on that Sylvanas coming back and forth. Here we go. That's the CC combos they're looking for, and Lex Luthor gets body blocked into oblivion. Daihu coming out, maybe trying to go for the gems, not entirely too sure, but he has to get out of dodge because he's just taking way too much poke damage.
Yeah. We are going to have a lot of rotations from both sides, trying to take out minions as fast as they can, making sure that they are combating this push from Crone, as she does have the Barb Shot, like you mentioned, making sure they're not missing out on gems. So a 4-man roam squad has been going from top to bottom for Panda Global. Beyond Reason has been leaving Sylvanas up top. It looks like now they're going to come down and try to maybe make something happen here mid, or even look for a turn-in. In bot, it's just Leoric versus Bobby Hankill. Bobby Hankill, by the way, is a fantastic Tassadar player, so I'm really excited to see him on Tassadar here.
Yeah, and he's been holding down that bottom lane up against Zeus for a good while now. Zeus has actually ping-ponged between the lanes a little bit, picking up a few extra orbs for his trouble, going right into that reanimation. But his level 4, he's not entirely too sure what he wants to run. We've been seeing swear onto fealty, or fealty onto death, or something in that combination. We've been seeing that for a lot of our Leorics today, but he's going to take his time. We do got the Pharaoh Heart, Puncturing Arrow, and the Legion of Beetles coming out there as well. All pretty standard stuff at this point.
Loving the Beetle build here on Tomb of the Spider Queen, since it's all about keeping those lanes pushed in your advantage. Why I like the Barb Shot pickup too. And now Lex Luthor taking some damage from Taza and Crone. They're on the chase, and Venom goes down on Lex Luthor. Will it be enough? Dwarf Toss in as well. There goes the Banshees, and Rhaegar falls.
Yeah, Zeus is just like, oh, were you over here? Yeah. Okay, so Rhaegar is going to be out of it. Again, it's not really the end-all. There's not a huge amount of discrepancy coming into the experience because we're not losing out Soak anywhere. Everybody is able to cover each other when that does happen. On the flip side for level 4s, the level 7s will be coming in soon. Snowstorm for Arjana, looking for that radius, wants to try to capitalize on the triple melee, rush kind of comps coming up from Panda. But at the same time, Sledgehammer on the Mirrodin.
Yeah, that's still going to help them really get the push going, as it does a bunch of damage to structures. It even destroys the ammo from structures too. Now we've got a little bit of an engagement once again in the mid, and looks like Zeus is gonna have to Wraith Walk out, being hit by a bunch of stuns, slows, and even getting a Psionic Storm placed on top of him. Tassadar did pick up the Mental Acuity, so they're gonna have a lot more vision availability from that. Looking at the gym so far, 22 turned in for Panda Global. They've also got 38. Oh, are they going to even pick up Taza? Looks like no. Just barely getting away from that attack from Panda Global.
Would have been a heck of a blow to lose 17 gems like that, but, where he did land, even if he did blow up, let's say, from a living bomb or something, they would have been able to capitalize and pick up the gems anyway, so it wouldn't have been too much of a loss. And during all this, again, like Zeus is going into the bottom lane, clearing it, getting the orb, then he goes into the mid. He has been ping-ponging back and forth. It's a big reason why a lot of the experience has kind of remained steady here for Panda Global. And again, like any sort of orb that boosts that he can get this early game, it's going to pay off wonders for reanimation of that death timer later on.
Now we do have the Web Weavers. This middle one is falling really rapidly to 4 members of Beyond Reason there. The top one, though, is starting to get a good push. We've got Evan, Drende, Daihu, and Barcode up there to try to help it out. Here come the members of Beyond Reason. They really want to stop them from getting too much experience lead by taking out towers. If they can have a really good defense, they aren't going to let their opponents get too much experience. What are you laughing at?
Urticating Spines.
Right?
This was, I don't know if Daihu was like up at 6 a.m. this morning, but this is 100% the build that the Koreans were running this morning.
Oh, really?
Anubarak. 100% Anubarak picks and 100% this early game.
They ran it last game too.
Did they actually run it last game? I didn't notice that.
The last time they had Anubarak, they ran it too. I saw it, but we were in the middle of something. We didn't get to mention it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Maybe it's working out for them.
All right, yeah, so, okay, Urticating Spines, indeed. We'll see if that does actually finish everything off. Web Weavers are out. Instead, we have a little bit of pushing now, kind of back and forth. Ebb and flow, 95 gems on the bodies here of Beyond Reason. They really need to try to secure themselves a little bit of map pressure so that they can dunk those down. Otherwise, anything goes wrong here, they're going to be short some gems.
Daihu's got a burrow charge away from 4 members. They're really trying to clear people out so they can start to turn in here in the bottom. Like you mentioned, now they've got 101 and still are being pressured to stop the turn in. Bobby Hankill and Taza themselves would have enough to get the turn in. Bobby Hankill will get the 30, and that will be the first turn in for Beyond Reason, who, by the way, had an amazing defense versus Panda Global. Now they're going to be able to take down possibly Evan Drinde, and it looks like no, just barely escaping. But still, the fact that they did not lose any towers, no, they did end up losing the top ones. They're still very close in experience, and with this push, they could be the ones to hit 10 first, although it's basically there for Panda too.
Yeah, it's not exactly going to be a big capitalization. There's not going to be a huge window for these guys. This Zeus just massively just walks forward and says, nope. But he does actually miss out on that Drain Hope. And there's the 10. And where's the return? Well, actually, this window could have actually been pretty Good, because there's nobody soaking the other lanes, but there we go. Finally, 10 for 10, and because of that pause, there's the timers, there you go. Anything out of the ordinary looks pretty standard stuff back and forth. Well, we actually do have the Web Blast, Gilly. Again, with the Web Blast.
Web Blast is here. I feel like teams really like to pick it up versus the Malfurion because it's one of the few things that can take that Tranquility out, like the Devouring Maw. Towers are down mid, towers are down top, as this last one falls too. On bottom, they're going to go down too, so looks like Beyond Reason getting a far better bang for their Spider Buck with the turn-ins.
Spider Buck. I just think of like a deer with spider legs. Spider Buck. Spider Buck. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right. Barcode? Not Barcode, sorry. Zeus doesn't know what he wants for an ultimate. There it is. March of the Black King. And he's about to use it as it goes right down on top of Taza. Carl the Llama into the back, though. Not exactly the big target that they were hoping. He was really needing to go down, but the Tranquility is doing massive things. Even Drinde is now down. Vala is going to be running for her life. Pentacidar is going to be the return as well. And not a bad fight overall, but still Barcode is in the danger zone. And he's
I don't know why, yeah, they went back out onto the map, but Daiu's going to go in, not going to be able to capitalize on taking out Proteges, but the Web Blast did help them pick up the Tassadar takedown. That's exactly what they wanted. They're really trying to stop this second turn-in, as with 76 gems, Beyond Reason can get another turn-in, so they're trying their best to try to stop this. Taza with 30 is maybe looking to go back, but still plenty of gems between all of the members. Oh, but they didn't get it! Anubrak Daihu turned in! And instead, they're once again just going to have to go back and keep a hold of all of those gems. That's pretty scary.
17 to 81. Well, 21 to 81 for those gem counts. If we can get a really good team fight coming out from Panda Global, they are going to be decimating those reserves. I mean, who even holds the majority? We got 18 there on Crone. He's getting jumped. 30 on Taza. 24 on Proteges. So those are the big targets. Big Ancestor coming down on top of Lexus. It will keep him going if just a little bit longer. The web wrap into the back. I'm not entirely too sure who got into it, but Taza has already used everything. And how many gems was that? 34 is going to drop, and nobody can pick those up.
The Web Blast was again on Malfurion, so being able to keep this healer out of the fight is their big power play with that Web Blast. And with that, the Web Weavers have been pushing the entire time. This top fort will fall. Mid, the tower is maybe going to go down, although Bobby Hinkle is doing his best to shield it while he takes out that Web Weaver. On bottom, the Web Weaver is about to take out the final tower there too. So they're going to start to, they've caught back up in terms of experience. They're going after this tower here in mid to be able to get caught back up in the talent tiers too, as level 13 going to be picked up by Beyond Reason.
All right, level 13 will edge out just slightly. And what do we see? Well, Evasive Fire, got ourselves an improved Ice Block. Spell Shield for the Mirrodin. Not Thunder Strike, not Healing Static. It's going to take the Spell Shield. That is a worrisome indication for our Mirrodin player.
Gotta be scared of that Kael'thas getting to 16, and from the looks of the structures, Panda Global are well on their way there, as although they are behind in experience, they've picked up one fort. The bottom one is about to fall, and only the middle one very healthy for Beyond Reason. And Panda Global have all of their forts, although the lanes are pushed in their favor, and we've got an engagement as the Web Blast is going to go down again on Malfurion. Can they make something happen before he is out? They haven't taken anyone out yet, but Crone will fall. The Ancestral Heal keeps Kael'thas alive while they move in, trying to take out some of the other members. Tranquility is there, though, keeping the rest of them alive, and they're kind of caught in a weird position because they're having to head into their opponent's base here. They're going to move back in. They're going after Proteges, and he's going to drop a Blizzard Evan, very low on mana, and Dwarf Toss will save Taza. Panda Global stays alive despite the frightening positioning of that battle.
Carl the Llama, I mean, he was the big target right there. Did he even use the Tranquility? Well, he did. Didn't seem to be able to get to that bottom tier of his opponents, but still, I mean, they put in a wedge, and Panda Global split the team apart. They were able to take down Crone, they split them apart, and because of that, there was no real counterforce available to Beyond Reason. They were just kind of too scattered to the wind. And as you saw with that one takedown, the rest of everybody on retreat, they were able to capitalize on a fort here mid. And that will put them back, even if it's just slightly ahead. They are still now taking command of this experience again. And every takedown they get, once more, just reduces the amount of gems held by Beyond Reason.
Yep, they've got 64 now, so they still have enough for a turn-in, but the problem has been getting a turn-in. Panda Global have been so aggressive in moving in, trying to watch it. Proteges has 30 on a Jaina, that's frightening, but she's getting the turn-in now as the Bruisers finally are going to be able to distract Panda Global long enough. They really don't want to let them get on this mid fort. It already is low. Daihu trying desperately to stop the turn-in up top of the rest of the gyms. Only 10, 11 more needed. Bobby Hinkhill into the Archon, and Kael'thas will not fully. Ancestral Healing just barely keeping him up in time. Everyone is on the offense trying to grab Kael'thas, but in the midst of that, Malfurion goes down up top. Crone will go down as well, and that is once again some gems being dropped.
And once again, Panda Global really showing that they're able to split up this team. And unfortunately, even with the damage core really trying to take down the Kael'thas, the Ancestral was on point, the healing was on point, and enough peel allowed Barco to live out of that one. But at the same time, like the offensive maneuvering of Daihu going into that, of Vala going into that, they were able to respond with a 2 takedown advantage, and now those web weavers. I mean, we were able to put in so many gems, and that's to the credit of Beyond Reason, but they have to stop getting split like this. Their core strength relies around revolving around Malfurion. If Malfurion even gets, focused, he can ice block, but he can still trank right through it. You have to be fighting with your healer, and that's not happening here. And that's twice now that Panda Global has taken advantages because of it.
And now they've got the Web Weavers pushing. A Web Blast has gone down. I don't think this one is on Malfurion. Who is underneath there? It is Sylvanas. Crone is going to be taken out so quickly from all of the stuns. And now Panda Global pushing with their top Web Weaver into the top keep. And with Sylvanas down for 30 seconds, that really limits the amount of defense that they can do. They're going to have to play very passively as both towers go down. The gate falls. Phoenix is now complete, but it will be back up in less than 40 seconds, so they could very easily pick up this keep.
And remember, it's level 16. Kael'thas hits like a truck. Taza in the back, he's going to be really low. Proteges has already been forced back to the fountain as well, where he has to just remain because he cannot really go that far forward. We have a heck of a collapse comp set up from Panda Global, and so far it is working out in spades. 8 takedowns to 4. They pushed in, they got themselves to keep a whole level advantage, although we did just now hit 16 for Beyond Reason. A little bit of a cheeky play from Daihu to force out that dimensional shift from Bobby Hinkhill, but at the same time, I mean, this is basically Panda's tempo at this point.
The talents that they did pick up, Beyond Reason, they do have the Stone Form, Hardened Focus for more heals, Roots, and Moonfires. We've got Northern Exposure, actually, from Jaina, so not going for the Numbing Blast, not going for the control. It's all about the damage. And now Red Web Weavers will spawn, and Beyond Reason are going to get a little bit of breathing room, finally.
All right, level 16s. Let's take a quick look as those Web Weavers are going to take a second here to deploy. We got full heals come out from our Rhaegar, the spell shields on not only the Nubarak, but the Vala, and the double bloods for them there as well. Will that be enough to kind of seal the deal in this next team fight? Proteges can take a heck of a hit there with that flamethrower.
And all about keeping Kael'thas alive as he starts to throw out those flame strikes too. And in fact, Taza realizes this. He jumps forward and throws out the Stormbolt. Wailing Arrow doesn't really connect too much. And now Taza is so incredibly low. Will he go down? The Tranquility doing his best to keep him alive. But guess who gets web flapped? It's going to be Malfurion. And with that, Muradin will fall. And Sylvanas is going to follow him. Ice block on Jaina for now. Will Proteges be able to get away? She drops the Blizzard, but it won't be enough to slow down both Zeus and Evan, who are going to be able to catch her and take her out. Now only Carl remains, and with a hefty flame strike, he falls too.
Bobby Hinkhill, the sole survivor, will tell the tale to his, well, I guess, the Void Brethren? I don't know. I don't actually know where Templars go after they, save their own race. But at the same time, 4 takedowns for 1. Heck of a trade. Panda Global really feeling good about that one. Bottom is about to fall, and look at his positioning. Lex Uther immediately fetch. Go get the boss, and he's on it.
He is. He's going to be able to hold on to this until the rest of the team can get here. 18 seconds until Malfurion is up. 11 for Jaina. Sylvanas just now spawning. Bobby Hinkhill knows this. He is on his way there. He's going to drop the Oracle. He's going to be able to see it. He's actually maybe not going to drop the Oracle. He's just going to walk in and be able to see it. But what could he possibly do? Zeus is coming in now too. This boss is nearly down. Now Taza and Crone are here. 2 members yet still needing to get over here. And Taza is going to try to delay it, but only he is in here. MP will not be able to be enough to stop them picking up the boss. And in fact, multi-shot to the face takes out Murden.
Yeah, there was basically no chance right there from the Meridian. He didn't have that avatar ready to go. Still 10 seconds on that cooldown. He did pop out the stone farm at the end of it all, but still, this is a free lane all the way to the keep, or sorry, all the way to the core, because the keep is missing. Murden is now down for 30 seconds. That's a big thing to be missing. The Bobby Hankill going very aggressive into the back, uses the deep shift to get into the back. Bobby Hankill and crew, unfortunately, are just split and splintered once more with no tank for them to lead. Bobby Hankill is going to drop unsupported by the rest of his team. Carl the Llama, I mean, he threw down the Tranquility, but there's nobody in it because we had already lost the Jaina, and now we're about to lose that core as well. The Panda Globals drawing luck for my little Panda plushie. You're going to take game number 1 here against Beyond Reason, and my goodness, Gilly, these guys are on a roll.
Indeed they are. They have taken out Beyond Reason. They had a lot of control that entire game. Just a great job of being able to catch some members out, keep track of the turn-in points, and really like force Beyond Reason to not get the turn-ins that they would have wanted, either by turning in themselves just in the nick of time or being able to just push them back, which was interesting to me because Beyond Reason were the ones who had the Tassadar, but Panda Global were the ones who were able to prove and say, you may have the vision, but we are able to just bully our way in. We have the double warriors. We can push in. We can get you off of these and make you lose the gems every time we take you out.
And the double warrior is definitely a thing of beauty these times. I mean, Beyond Reason with that last pick, Sylvanas didn't really seem to be able to do much. And Panda Global really did punish this. They saw that Malfurion, and they intentionally left their Anubarak all the way to the very end. And you web blast out that Malfurion, you snipe somebody out. It's a thing of beauty. And Panda Global did it repeatedly. They splintered the team. There was never really a big, cohesive team fight for Beyond Reason to kind of contribute to their scores. And the scores really reflected that. 15 takedowns to 5 and a 2-level difference. Did we even lose a fort from Panda? Like, every step of the way, the aggression was just stopped by that web blast.
1 fort. Actually, I think the second one maybe went down while they were getting, like, winning a team fight toward the end. It went down to some minions. But yeah, just constantly Panda Global were in charge of that game. It was their game to lose, and they did not.
Yeah, they did it phenomenally well, but this means that it's going to be the battleground choice to Beyond Reason as we go into game number 2. And, you know, it's looking at long odds, but both of these teams are absolutely stellar. It could go either way. We've seen it go either way as well with Ascent and, I want to say Vicious, but that's
Vanquish.
Not Vanquish, thank you so much. And I'm getting a whisper to the draft, so let's take our quick break now, stop the VOD, and when we return, game number 2 will be coming at you. Forecourt and Gilly, stay tuned.